Hey guys, welcome to Dathan Days. Today we are here at the Triumph showroom to look at the Triumph Scrambler 400X. So this is the updated 2024 bike. So what comes new on this bike is you get adjustable levers, you get a headlight grille, you get an exhaust which resembles the Scrambler bikes of the Triumph, which is a 1200 bikes. Apart from that, this gets a more taller seat height. When you look at it first, you start to get a little scared looking at how the seat height is and thinking about, how am I going to manage in the traffic and all. But actually, when you sit on it and ride it in the traffic, you feel a lot more comfortable. The suspension is much more comfortable. It's best for Indian roads, I would say, because it handles potholes really well, and also best for highway rides because you are seated very comfortably on the bike. So let me just sit on the bike and show you. So you sit really high, really tall. That is the beauty of a Scrambler, because you sit really tall. You can go off-roading, you can ride in the city. So that's basically about the bike. And there's one more thing about the bike is that you get traction control, which you can switch it off, and you get an off-road mode as well, where you can basically use all the power on the back wheel. So as you see, this has a very beautiful headlight, and this headlight is the same headlight that comes for the T4 and the Speed 400 as well. The only difference is you get a headlight grille, and you also get a more highly raised handlebar, and you get this handle brace as well, which gives that proper off-road feel. So, and you sit really upright on this bike. Let me show you a little about the instrument cluster. So you have this analog and a digital display, which I would say for a new bike it's a little outdated but manageable. You get your traction control light here, which basically when you switch off your traction control, this light goes off, and then you get this here saying that TC off. Actually it says TTC off. And you also have another setting, which is the off-road setting as well, where basically you put it in the off-road mode, and then you can go hike and climb places and all. So that's a little about your instrument cluster. Apart from that, your switches remain the same as the T4 and the Speed 400 as well. There's one more change on the Scrambler 400X that doesn't come on the Speed 400. It is these ribbed seats, which is pretty comfortable for an off-road ride. So you get this split seat, while just in comparison you have the T4 this side, where you see this is a one full seat piece. So that is a difference on the seats of the Triumph. One more thing is you get a proper thick metal plate down, which is really good for off-roading and also protects your bike. Apart from that, everything else remains the same. The ride quality remains the same. Your handling of the bike remains the same. Only thing is you're seated a little higher up, and the suspension is a lot more in comfort, where it takes in potholes really well. So as I mentioned to you previously in this video, I told you that the shape of the exhaust is a little different from the Speed 400. So the Scrambler 400 gets exactly like the Triumph Scrambler 1200. The exhaust is a double barrel exhaust, which comes a little higher. So that's the exhaust for the Scrambler 400X. Apart from that, there are slight changes where you get this plate here, and the engine remains the same, the paint remains the same, the tank remains the same. It's only that a little bit of off-road touches that defines the Scrambler 400X and gives a differentiation from the Speed 400. I know you're wondering, how does the Scrambler 400 sound? Take a listen. So this has that very thumpy sound of the Triumph, the British heritage. That's the video on the Scrambler 400X. Thank you.